Okay, it's a hot, muggy summer in Northern Virginia, as I'm sure it is in your neck of the woods, and Molly says it's time to do another layout update, so here we go. One of the things I wanted to accomplish this month was getting the DCC system hooked up, and as you can see, I have done that, although I do have to go through and get some of these cables tied up. In my last update, I talked about how I was going to add a bump out to the benchwork for the feed mill that I had found a photo of, and you can see I did that. And at the same time, I went ahead while I had this the jigsaw out and was cutting plywood to shape. I went ahead and marked the locations of the paper mill tracks on the paper mill peninsula. You can see some of them outlined here. And then I went ahead and cut out the sub road bed for the paper mill. So that is done, and I'm looking forward to getting the track laid on there and getting that wired. That hopefully will come in the next few weeks. Although it's obviously not complete yet, you can see that we have gotten a start on the lift bridge, or this is actually going to be a swing bridge to access the interior of the layout. I had one work session this last month, where my friend Stick Harris came over, and this was one of the projects we got started on. Obviously we need to finish it up. We have all the parts and materials on hand. We just need another weekend work session to get it assembled and get it installed and tested. What you see here is the current end of track. The main line currently goes around the entire circumference of the benchwork. There's Molly again. All the way around the room. All the tracks are wired and tested all around the main part of the layout. The only track that's still left to go is the track on the bridge over the river here. There's a 3-span through truss bridge that goes here. In this spot, I also got the track. I've been arranging some buildings here in the town of Sheldon Junction. These are not prototype specific buildings. Again, these are leftover buildings from the previous layouts. Some of them might end up in this spot on the layout, some of them may not. I simply don't know. I'm just using them to fill in some gaps right now and to help conceptualize the plan. In keeping with the tradition I established with the last video I did, I don't know, does doing something twice make it a tradition? Maybe. I actually did do some modeling at the bench again this month. This is a pre-production kit from a manufacturer for a authentic Vermont water-powered sawmill. It's actually called Ben Thresher's Mill, and if you want to find what it looks like, just Google Ben Thresher's Mill. I got this set of parts from the manufacturer a couple of years ago. He asked me to build a test model for him. I built a couple of sample models. I built some parts. I put them together. I never quite completely finished the entire building until just this month. Actually, I was doing this over the rainy 4th of July weekend. And so, although most of it is a kit, the various doors and hinges and stuff you see on this side here are all scratch built. This was all done by scratch. The windows are plastic windows, but the rest of it's done out of scratch. The brickwork and stonework is all New England brownstone parts. The roof is all metal from Builders and Scale. It's actual metal roofing. Building and painting it was a real joy. I'm not sure I ever want to use that stuff again, but I had a bunch of it laying around and I decided to use it. The corrugated metal roof, like on the small sawmill section, is I'll get to it here, is Campbell Scale Models. That's right here. The next step is to actually put this onto a diorama so I can show how the building actually works with the water and the waterfall and the mill run and etc. So that's a project I'm looking forward to. Hopefully this month I'll get the scenery diorama base finished. By the way, you can find drawings of the building and all the details about the building, the interiors and stuff on the Library of Congress website if you're interested. As I've mentioned on earlier YouTube videos I've done, I used IKEA's Ivar shelving system for some of the support legs and structures on the layout, and you'll see the shelves around here and the cabinets that are under the layout. Another piece I found at IKEA that proved to be pretty useful was this cabinet right here. And what I use this for is as a rolling stock drawer to store my cars and locomotives. When I take them off the layout, I put them in here. They're easily accessible, they're safe, they don't get covered with dust, etc. I'll try to scan in here, or zoom in here a little bit, and you can see what I did here. I hope you can see this. I took pieces of cardboard, just because I didn't want to glue these strips right to the drawer bottoms, and I put a couple of pieces of basswood here, roughly the width of the truck. They're not gauged for their wheels to sit on, they're gauged for the trucks to sit inside, which helps hold the cars in place. So even if it gets shook a little bit when you open and close it, they don't fall over and into each other. I'm enjoying doing these updates and appreciate any feedback, good or bad, you might have about them. I obviously prefer the good feedback more than the bad feedback, but I'll take what I can get. Also, I'm looking into doing more how-to videos, short how-to tips and technique type videos to augment the monthly updates. If you're interested in anything specific and want to hear anything specific, please put a note down in the comments section below. Anyway, enjoyed it, and thanks for coming by, and we will talk to you again next month.